It's a privilege to have back on our show Melissa Nicholas of Farmers Insurance. Melissa, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mitch.
You know, last time we had you on the show, I think it's just, I had a few people actually comment on the fact that they couldn't believe how much you take on in our community. And like I mentioned, I think you probably are one of the finest members of our community. And the number of things that you have your fingers into other than just the insurance industry is extraordinary. If you don't mind sharing a little bit about some of the things that you are up to that support our community.
Yes, definitely. I am the board chair of ACCEPT, which for ACCEPT we do training for new parents, financial training and classes. We also do HIV/AIDS prevention, drug and alcohol prevention classes as well in the middle schools.
And then you're also on a couple of the local car clubs, not just one, but two.
Correct. I'm vice president of the BMW Club and co-chair of the Mini Cooper Club.
Well, and then last time you were on the show, you mentioned about 15 others, and then after the show you gave us, I said, you know, I was just tired listening to all the things that you take on in your day-to-day life, and I had other people share that too, and then I was just sharing with one yesterday. You came up in conversation that after that, you still had left a couple out, and it's just amazing what you do for our community. Last time you were on the show, you had talked about the fact that a lot of people, and a good close to 98, 99% of people are significantly underinsured in their liability part of their auto policy. And I just wanted to start with this because, again, yesterday, the same individual I had talked to, a regular listener of the show, had said that she had intended on contacting you to review her coverages because she was afraid she was also underinsured and hadn't had her policy reviewed by her current agent for years. And when I saw her, and that was probably a month or so ago that you were last on the show, I asked her if she had done that, and she hadn't. And I don't quite understand that mentality. Maybe you can help me with it. And she's still going to, but if you're underinsured, the risks are so extraordinary to not have had a policy reviewed by your insurance agent for years. I just don't understand, why does that occur in your industry like that?
What I see most of the time is most people do not make it a priority. Everybody has so much going on in their lives, you know, with their kids or everything else, having sports teams going on, especially during the summer and vacations. Most people just don't make insurance a priority. And unfortunately, that is something that really needs to change. With the liability limits most people are carrying out there, there's a very good chance they could lose most of their assets if they were in a severe accident.
You know, is part of it that they think that the process of getting that review is painful or slow or difficult to provide all the documentation they need, and it just gets to be, I don't want to take the time to be bothered with all that?
That's part of it, too. That process actually can be made very easy. If I just need a signed letter releasing your information from your current agencies, and I can fax that over, and they will give me all of your current information to go off of in terms of your current coverages.
So even if I don't have...
There would just be a few more questions that I would need to ask to ensure that your current coverages are actually the correct coverages for you, and that you're not underinsured or overinsured.
Okay, and so basically you're saying that if I don't have to go sit there and look through all of my paperwork to find that document, you can actually acquire it for me, and then I sit down with you and spend, a half an hour with you to review my needs, and that's what it really looks like in real commitment of time to have that review done. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So I guess my question still is, if that's all it takes to get a review once a year on your insurance needs, and 98, 99% of our community are underinsured, that if they think that that's a hassle to do that, what kind of hassle exists when they have a collision or an accident or a responsibility and they're underinsured, and how many years that takes on in their life?
If somebody is underinsured and the person they hit decides to go against them in a lawsuit, if the judgment is placed, it is possible to have 25% of your income garnished, and that could be for life. Even if once you hit Social Security, they can still garnish that Social Security in order to pay the victims back on that. You can also lose your house, lose vehicles, and pretty much any of your assets, and definitely any of the funds sitting in a savings account, CDs, and some retirement accounts and annuities as well.
So an hour's worth of an inconvenience may sound like nothing compared to a lifetime of them if you are underinsured and didn't take the time out and then had an accident that you had additional liability. I want to move on from that, but it fascinated me that a month later, committed to having her policy reviewed, she hadn't done that. And I hope that there's some other people right now, Melissa, that are going, I think I should have mine reviewed too, that they don't put that off. So I think what I'm going to ask some of our listeners to do right now is to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and at the end of the segment, we're going to give you her phone number. Call her this weekend, and she will call you first thing Monday morning and set up an appointment to make this review. Don't put it off. It's that important. And that's what we're really here to do, is to help educate, prepare, and inform our consumer, our community, and to make sure that they have the best of everything. You do a lot more than just automotive. So if you don't mind, I'd like to even venture into some of the other lines that you do cover, including your home policies we were talking about earlier. With the economy and home prices falling, there's some things people should know. I'll let you take that over.
Okay, yeah. Right now, what I'm seeing the most with my clients and people coming into the office looking for quotes is that most individuals are wanting to have their insurance for roughly the value and the market value of the home that they can sell that for. Unfortunately, right now, the reconstruction cost on the majority of homes in the area is higher than what your market value is and what you could sell the home for. So you want to make sure that you are actually insuring your home for the reconstruction cost and not for the market value.
Well, and that's a really big one. Again, I think that you just said it. I bought a home. I paid $300,000 for it, and that's what I think it would. I should insure it for. But you're saying that today may cost more than that to rebuild.
Correct. Yeah. Say you have you paid $300,000 for the house. There's a very good chance that the reconstruction cost on that house could be $450,000. Because you have to take into effect demolition and take down, haul away. As well as it's much harder to get onto a property to build a house and get the machines in there they need to do the work after it's already built and you have neighbors. So that also increases your cost, as well as the lumber cost is going to be higher because there's a smaller amount being purchased instead of like a whole subdivision.
Wow,
it's done at once.
Again, now you're talking that even in the housing market in our community, there could be a significant number of people that are underinsured as well there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and you do a whole lot of lines, and one of the things I want to make sure we don't skip over is your commercial lines. I found it very interesting because I don't know that in the last decade I've ever heard of an offer that's available with your commercial lines with Farmers. Go ahead and share that with our listeners.
Yeah, for our commercial policies, if you have an auto home with Farmers, or even a mobile home or motorcycle, boat, RV, anything like that, if you have a different policy with Farmers or Foremost, we are able to provide a discount onto the commercial policy for that, having that other line of business with us.
And that's a word that I don't think I've heard on a commercial policy is discount. I mean, that's very rare, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very rare discount. There are very few companies out there that offer that discount.
Yeah, and so if you've got a commercial property and another personal property, you could be saving enough potentially on your commercial property to have insured some of your personal property, because that commercial coverages are pretty expensive comparatively, aren't they?
Depending on the type of business, they can be.
So, that discount could save you a considerable amount of money. Now, there's some other discounts that you offer as well, and some of these, again, were not ones that I was accustomed to hearing that you have available with as a Farmers agent. Go ahead and tell them what those are.
Yeah, Farmers actually owns a couple other companies. One is Foremost. Foremost is the number one insurer of mobile homes in the country. And they also have another company called Bristol West, which is it's auto insurance. And that's generally for our clients that have SR22s and multiple accidents and tickets. It's a better rating on their pricing than actually putting them with Farmers. But what happens is, if you have a policy with Farmers, Foremost, or Bristol West, you get a discount on any of your other policies. So if you say you have an auto and home insurance with Farmers, you're going to get an auto home discount on the auto side and on the home. Then you add a boat into it, you're also going to get a discount on the boat. And your home insurance and auto insurance is going to have a discount as well for having that additional boat policy with us.
So the discount goes up by the number of policies?
Yes.
And there's some other discounts, too, for specific types of people and students and things like that. What are those?
We have a good student discount, and that is offered up until the age of 25. We also have a multi-car discount, and that is having more than one vehicle on your policy. There is a discount for student driving courses and one for a senior driving course if you're over the age of 55.
Okay, hold on. Don't go there on us. 55 is not a senior, but you do get an AARP card then.
Right, correct.
And then there's some other ones, too, I saw that were really interesting, that these are the ones that I don't think I've heard of before. There were teachers?
Correct. We offer what is called affinity discounts, and we offer those for teachers, which it does require a state license or a teaching certificate. We offer it for engineers, multiple types of scientists, firefighters, police officers.
Engineers?
Engineers, yes.
Yeah, and then one more time, all of the different, and we promised to make sure that our listeners that were putting off getting their policy renewed could get your phone number, so hopefully they have a pen and a piece of paper now, but all the different lines that you can cover for your clients, if you will.
There really is not anything I can't write, as long as it's in the state of Nevada. I can do auto, home, life insurance, jet skis, RVs, boats, pretty much any toys anybody has like that, motorcycles.
And you said mobile homes?
Mobile homes.
Quads?
Commercial lines, quads, ATVs.
Wow. I mean, and again, with a quality individual committed to integrity and values in our community, a quality individual worthy of our community support, as Melissa Nicholas with Farmers Insurance. And please give them your location and phone number. And as I mentioned, don't hesitate. Pick up the phone today. She's out of the office until Monday, but if you will call, leave a message, she will give you a call back and set up that appointment at the beginning of the week. Go ahead and give them that information.
My office is at 10725 Double R Boulevard, and the phone number is 775-829-0626.
That's Melissa Nicholas with Farmers Insurance here in Reno, and a great member of our community. Thanks again for taking your time out and being a part of our helping educate our community.
Oh, thank you very much.